Right. Good morning. Good morning. It's Wednesday, July 1st, 2020. It's 3:23 a.m. And we are currently under lockdown from the gym, a 30-day layoff. But my understanding is that there's a gym or two open, so I'm going to go find it. What I'm going to talk to you today about, I'm gonna title this. I'm gonna title it "The Man in the Mirror," and my camera is gonna jump around like that because it's not working correctly. It's titled "The Man in the Mirror," and that was a song that Michael Jackson had did in the late 80s, early 90s. And what he was saying was, I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. And he was speaking in almost like a third party, because he was talking about himself. He's saying that I'm going to start with the person that I look at each and every day. And it got me to thinking about the different levels of discipline that I put on my body. And that I put on my mind, I put on my time, meaning how I am working to become. And let me kind of simplify it and see if I can keep this conversation short, because I know that there's a tendency to get lost if you don't get the information fairly quick, and I don't want you to get lost as I'm feeding this to you. But just consider, I'm down to one meal a day. I struggle with that. It's about being disciplined. It's about conditioning my body to only need when it needs versus eating for comfort. Because most of the time we eat for comfort. If we look at our ancestors, if we look at the human beings that we were derived from, there wasn't a McDonald's on every corner. So after they hunted, then they ate. And that wasn't every hour. So we don't need to eat on a regular basis. But that's a part of my discipline. I struggle. I set out a schedule to only work, I got it down. It's a 15-hour schedule. That's 3 hours of solid, concentrated focus on the work at hand, the income producing business that I must do. And I struggle with that. What's funny is, as I was walking out the door, I have these internal conversations, like these little meetings. And this meeting said, "Hey, Germaine, today's a new day. Kill that 3-hour day. Just get it done. And you'll have the rest of your day." See, I have the little pep talk so that I can get myself motivated to do the right thing. I have to get up and run as another part of my discipline. Now, let me just go ahead and cut to it. The reason why I'm putting all these disciplines in place is because I've been completely out of control the majority of my life. Completely out of control the majority of my life. And that got me to thinking, if I personally make a conscious decision to say, I'm going to initiate these different disciplines in order to make sure that I am in control or in check of the things that God has asked me to do. Meaning, nobody's saying, Germaine, you have to go down to one meal. You have to get up at 1:30 in the morning. You have to go to the gym. There's never a time when I've had to have somebody besides God give me instructions about what I need to do. So it's all on me. It's completely self-initiated. Completely. And I struggle. I struggle with the things that I know will develop me to be the kind of person that I want to be. Not only be the kind of person that I want to be, because at the end of the day, all I really want to do is stop the damn recklessness in my family. Stop the generations of poverty. Stop the generations of broken houses. I just want to have a 60-year-long marriage so that my kids know it's possible. I just want to build a business that has my name on it so the generations to come know it's possible. I just want to live a healthy life because I just want to know and let them know that it's possible. So that's my why. But it doesn't matter how much or how big your why is. It's still hard. So I said all that to say, if you know what you want, and you know why you want it, and you're motivated to go after it, and it's hard, how hard do you think it is for the person who doesn't want any of that? Who's never even taken a second to take any of the stuff I just told you into consideration about their life? And this is the same person or people that you're expecting to show up and deliver. And you're constantly wondering why it feels like people are failing you. My uncle called me yesterday, and he's down and out on his luck. He's not doing the best, and he's telling me about it, and I'm like, okay, I get it. Okay, all right. Well, we'll figure something out. We'll figure something out. And then he goes into this whole rant about how he was there for other people and how nobody's there for them. He went into this tantrum, this fit, this self-pity. This woe is me. And it's bad when we have expectations of other people that it's even hard for us to keep up. I know through all the things that I take my body, my mind, my life, my day through, I mean, it's not easy when you want it. It's even harder when the person that you're expecting so much from doesn't want it at all and has never even thought about it. This is kind of how my routine works. I go to bed at 9 o'clock. I wake up at 1:30. That's my routine. 1:30 in the morning, go to bed at 9 o'clock at night. But my pre-bed routine is I like to be in bed by 7 o'clock because I want to be reading. I just want to relax for a minute. And then typically I'm reading up until about 8:30, 8:20, and then I like to watch something on YouTube just to kind of relax myself up until 9 o'clock. And I was watching something on Netflix last night. I've been watching a lot more TV lately. And it was Minority Report. And I had to discipline myself to say, this isn't in the routine. This isn't part of the schedule. And when people lack having those conversations with themselves, it's real hard to get in check. It's real hard to get yourself back in line. And again, I say all that to say, Michael Jackson came out with the song starting with the man in the mirror, because as long as you have a bigger expectation of other people than you have of yourself, you will be let down every single time. But when you discipline yourself and condition yourself to do the things you know that will make you better, you will have a little bit more compassion. And now this is the me I don't really know, but this is the truth. You will have compassion for the person. Compassion. I didn't say pity, because if I can do it, anybody can do it. But you'll have compassion and say, hey, it's hard. You know, when people look at how much weight I've lost, and then they see I post something about some type of nutrition I'm taking, they want that nutrition because they think that that'll give them that's the secret. And I'm like, that's not the secret. There's a lot more that's to it. This is just a piece of it. This is just a very small piece of it that you're looking at. But because I do the work, I'm in a position to say, it's not easy. And if I want things to be better, then I have to really start with myself. I really have to check who I am. And that's why starting with the man in the mirror was so very important of a song, because it was saying that, listen, nothing's going to change until you change. Because once you start having an idea and a perspective coming from a position of somebody who's done the work, yeah, it's possible, but are you willing to put in the time? No matter how big your reasons are for wanting to do it and your whys, still not going to come easy. Still not going to be a cakewalk. But you have to start being the one that does it, rather than sitting around trying to figure out why other people aren't doing it. Because it's hard. That's why.